I'm Klein from the Saltsburg News and Saltsburg Videos, and today we're here with Pastor Tim Curtis, and he is the pastor of the Saltsburg Baptist Church here in Saltsburg, Pennsylvania. So how are we doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Abraham?
I'm doing fine, doing swell.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, where are you originally from? Because you're not originally from the Saltsburg area.
Yeah, I'm originally from Iowa. I'm born and raised in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and lived in several states, pastored 3 churches. This is the 3rd church I've had the opportunity to pastor, and I've been here a little over 6 years now, Abe.
Okay. How did things come about? Now, you were, tell us a little about your testimony, maybe about your salvation, how you got saved, Lord calling you to the ministry.
Well, I'm from originally Cedar Rapids, Iowa. My parents were Christian, had the fortunate opportunity to be raised in a Christian home, got saved about 7, 8 years old in a church in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and just went from there. Had ups and downs, certainly as everybody does as a Christian, and went off to college and attended the University of Iowa undergrad, and went to 2 different graduate schools, so I have 3 different degrees, and Lord called me into the ministry when I was having a pretty successful secular career as an exercise physiologist running a clinic in Michigan.
Okay. Tell us a little bit how it came about you were transferred, but how did you, when you got the call to come to Saltsburg, how did that all come about that you became pastor?
Well, I was pastoring a church in Michigan at that time, and I had heard that there was an opening here. I just saw it online and followed up. I had been talking to several churches. I'd never been in Saltsburg before. I've been through Pennsylvania, but I've never been in Saltsburg. Just kept praying about it, seeing how the Lord would lead, and over time the door opened here, and the rest is history, you could say. I'm just asking the Lord to open the right doors and close the doors that He does want me to go through, open the doors He wants me to go through, and the opportunity opened up here, and they came and candidated a couple times, and they voted me in unanimously, and I've been here ever since.
Tell us a little about the church. Do you know anything about the history of how it came to be and some of the changes it's been through that you know of through the years?
I know a little bit about the history of the church. This church is probably about 120 years old. This building here was built in 1967. The original church was down by the Loyalhanna Dam. It was called Loyalhanna General Baptist Church. They moved to the downtown building, which is a Pentecostal church, Church of Holiness down there now. That was the old building before they built this one in '67. And so it has been a history of, I believe, 110, 115 years that it's been in the community. The original name, I think, was Saltsburg General Baptist Church. And then when they opened this building up in '67, they just changed the name to Saltsburg Baptist Church and got out of any of the General Association of Regular Baptist groups to make it totally independent.
Okay. What are some of the ministries that are out of this church? You obviously support foreign and domestic missions.
Yes, we have 10 missionaries that we support all over the world, and we have some unique ones. One of them is in Lebanon, which is home of Hamas, under attack all the time. We also support a missionary to Israel. We support a missionary to the eastern Ukraine, the Faulkners. They're the only Baptist missionaries in the eastern Ukraine. We also have the only Baptist missionary in the country of Serbia. Brother Foss is there. So we have a missionary also in Brazil and Ireland and several other places, including Alaska.
Okay.
In count, full, there's 10 missionaries that we support here.
All right. What are some of the other things that go on here? Obviously, you have your weekly services.
Right. Well, when I got here, the church had gone without a pastor for 2.5 years. They only supported a couple missionaries, and then just on a part-time basis. So basically, when I got here, it was kind of a church replant, and that's kind of what the Lord's led me in the ministry to. Small, struggling churches. That's every church He's led me to is either had problems or didn't have a pastor for a while or had a split or some problem. There's a long history in this church. A lot of people in the community have attended this church at one time or another, obviously, since 1967. So it's when I got here, there were just a handful of members, and we're probably running about 25 to 30 adults with about 10 children on a regular basis. So sometimes we'll have 5 or 6 visitors, but every week we do have visitors here at the church.
Okay. What's your, as you go forward as pastor, what's your desire for the church? Obviously, always to see people saved is always a goal of any church. But as you look forward, what would you say is your desire for the church as it goes forward?
Our overall vision, or what I like to call the point of the spear here in this church, is winning souls. So we go out on Saturdays knocking on doors, passing out gospel tracts to show people what the Bible says, how you can know for sure that you're on your way to heaven by putting your faith in Jesus and Jesus alone. We have other ministries here. We have a ladies' ministry called the Loyal Hand of Ladies Ministry that works on prayer, missions, and encouragement. They meet once a month. We have a men's prayer breakfast as well. We have a junior church program here, so we have a youth program as well, and they do different things. And some unique things we've been able to do. Go to the Sight and Sound Theater out on the other side of Lancaster with the kids. We go a lot of different places. We actually help support our youth program financially here with a weekly penny march where kids take a couple little silver buckets and walk around the church and people throw coins in them. And I've been very successful with that, helping to finance the youth program here. Very generous folks here. And then, of course, from time to time we'll have revivals. We have a Faith Promise Conference every year, which has missionaries coming in, focusing on what we want to give toward missions financially. We certainly consider ourselves partnering with the missionaries spiritually, no matter where they're at, not only spiritually but also in prayer and financially as well. So it's a partnership. Getting letters back from them, communicating. It's a church family here. That's what I like to emphasize to people when they come here. This is an independent, fundamental, devil-hating, soul-winning Baptist church that stands on the King James Bible, but here it's a church family, and it's important for folks to know that because there's a lot of people who are looking for a family. The American family today is dysfunctional for the most part. So many divorces, broken homes, broken marriages, broken families, broken children. So we have an opportunity here at this church where you could call it a spiritual hospital for those that are hurting, those that are in need, those that need prayer. We've had tremendous miracles happen here. We've had people come up to our members or even call the church and just ask for prayer about certain things. And we have weekly prayer meetings here as well, and we've seen the Lord do some miraculous things. A lot of prayers answered. It's just been phenomenal how God's taken care of us over the years here.
Amen. When are your service times?
Our service times, we have 4 services a week. 2 of them are preaching services and 2 of them are teaching services. I firmly believe that you have to have both to be a great church, as they did in the New Testament. And our church is based on a New Testament type church, following the Bible. So we have a 10 o'clock morning service for adults. That's a teaching service, adult Sunday school. 11 o'clock is our morning preaching service. Also at 11 we have junior church for kids. We have a full nursery here as well. So kids 2 to 3 year olds would be in a small class all the way up through middle school. So we have programs for them. And then we have a 6 o'clock service on Sunday, every Sunday night. Prior to that at 5:30 we have a church-wide prayer meeting. And then on Wednesday we have a teaching service where we're going through different books of the Bible. That starts at 7. And along with that teaching service we have a church-wide prayer meeting as well.
All right. And if anybody would like any more information about the church, where can they go? What can they do?
Well, if you'd like to find out some good information about our church, certainly I'd encourage you to check our church website at saltsburgbaptistchurch.org. saltsburgbaptistchurch.org. You'll see what we believe, what we stand on, some pictures of events going on in the church, as well as a church calendar.
Okay. All right, this has been Abraham Klein with Brother Tim Curtis, pastor of the Saltsburg Baptist Church. We want to thank you for watching this video. If you like it or if you didn't like it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, share the video with everybody you know, and of course check out other great videos on the Saltsburg Videos YouTube channel. We want to thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful day.